happy to be among you. We also took care to drive along the route to see the situation firsthand. This is the moment for me to congratulate you on the work being done here and to encourage you especially, because there are many challenges. You have taken over a team here that has faced many challenges. It is not easy. Just as you might think at some point that you have the upper hand over the enemy, that there is a semblance of calm. You must remain very focused, because as soon as you let your guard down, that's the opportune moment for him to take advantage. Do we understand each other? And this message needs to be conveyed to all your comrades who are currently on detachment. There is no possibility of saying that there is a lull and letting our guard down. And everyone must be attentive. It is a pride to be able to serve your country in these circumstances. Be proud of it, and you must give your all. We never get tired, right? And you must always be on alert, no matter how long it takes. One thing is certain, you will prevail. That's the most important thing. This enemy can do nothing against you. Even though it tries to show at certain moments that it is still alive, it is in its death throes. All those people you have been able to resettle, they are counting on you. You are a shield, and take it as such. Live your profession in this way, okay? It is very important. So, lots of courage. And again, congratulations for everything that has been done. We will remain attentive. Everything that can be done to improve your conditions, we will continue to do. Because everything you carry here, it's thanks to the population that we managed to achieve all this. And always, we ask them for more sacrifices to better equip you, because we are never sufficiently equipped. Lots of courage, and congratulations again. Good luck to all. May God bless you. May God protect you in all your missions. May God watch over you, the homeland or death. We are very happy to be.
Shaba Fit. Meantime. Congratulations to Amajid for winning the AFCON under 20. Promising signs for our future in sports. But like I always say, I wish we can represent more than just entertainment as Black South Africans. I don't want us to only be known for that. But here we are, guys. Mr. Consistency, like I said, I'm just trying to be as consistent as possible. Put out content every day for you guys. And as you can already tell by the title, this is a very triggering topic for me because, we as South Africans, we're fed up, man. We're so tired of foreigners taking advantage of us. And I mean all types of foreigners, European and African, taking advantage of how nice we are as Black South Africans. You know, as Black South Africans, we haven't had a chance to enjoy South Africa. We've been embroiled in one battle after another. And it's a shame that our African so-called brothers and sisters from the continent will not let us rest, even though we are overwhelmed by them. The amount of selfishness and self-interest in these Africans that are claiming Pan-Africanism, but they don't care how Black South Africans feel. But they want to play the victim and always claim that we are not being Pan-Africanist. How are you being Pan-Africanist by overwhelming us and overwhelming our systems with your presence in our country when the people and the citizens of the country can't get a chance to breathe? Think about it. Our forefathers fought and died during the colonial era in this land to give us opportunities, to give us space to breathe, to allow us to enjoy South Africa. So then you guys come as foreign nationals and you want to now take advantage of all of these things that South Africans died for, to experience. And don't come and tell me about how you housed politicians in your countries The people that freed South Africa are the ordinary citizens, not the politicians. That agenda and that propaganda is not going to work. We were not freed by politicians. People died. Ordinary people, school children were shot at by police. Ordinary citizens. Our great grandparents, our forefathers died, were killed in this land, fighting for freedom so that we, Black South Africans, can finally be free. But you foreign nationals will not give us the opportunity to enjoy our country. I think the biggest mistake the ANC made was to open our borders after 94. Because what we allowed is for people that did nothing for the liberation of South Africa to enjoy the benefits of people that died, for us to enjoy these benefits. And now we're not even getting a chance to enjoy our country because these foreign nationals are so entitled. They are so bold to talk about what they deserve in our country, but they will not talk like this to their own governments. They're scared of their own governments. They're scared of their own citizens. They don't poke their chest out like this in their home countries, but they want to come because they look down on Black South Africans. We've been fighting one battle after another. Many of you African countries, you've had independence for longer than we've had our freedom. What have you done with that freedom? You've done nothing. So why do you think we want you in our country when you've done nothing to prove that you have the capability to lift yourselves up as a people? Why do you want to come and burden us and make us carry your dead weight in our country when you have failed to do anything significant in your home country? Why would we want people like that? Tell me, why would we want people like that? In your home country, you have failed to make an impact to help your economy and to help your citizens. But you want to force us to accept and embrace you in our country when we are fighting every single day and dying for this country. You know, foreign nationals like to say, oh, the crime rate in South Africa is high. It's because of you foreigners coming into our country, turning it into a banana republic. We didn't have crime like this before 1994 when we opened our borders to you people. We have new crimes that we never used to have before in South Africa. Human trafficking, you foreigners came and you started doing that and made it popular. Selling drugs, you foreigners came and made this popular. What do they call these brutal crimes that Zimbabweans are famous for in South Africa? You guys can't talk about high crime rate when you are the reason why our crime is high. Our prisons are filled with more foreigners than South Africans. Think about that. We are paying taxes to accommodate foreigners. And we're tired of you people. You must go back home and fight for go poke your chest out to your government. Don't poke your chest out to us South Africans. We're still fighting the effects of our colonial white oppressors, and we're still fighting for our land and resources to get them back. And instead of you guys standing in solidarity with us, you are overburdening our system and causing us now to fight multiple enemies. Now we have to focus on kicking white people out and also focus on you guys refusing to leave our country, overwhelming and overburdening our system. Where's the Pan-Africanism in that? You guys can't talk about Pan-Africanism when you're behaving the way you behave in South Africa. You don't even care how Black South Africans feel or how they are affected by your presence. You don't even care. You can't even think or reflect to say, how are we burdening South African blacks in their home country after they fought for these opportunities? They fought and died to be free in their homeland, and we won't even give them a chance to enjoy their country. You have your own country. It's not my fault you were born in Nigeria. It's not my fault. It's not our fault as Black South Africans that you were born in Nigeria or that you were born in Zimbabwe. How is that our fault? You want to punish us for what is essentially your fate and destiny. Your fate is to fight for your homeland. That's your destiny. You have to go back home and fight for your own country, your own people, like our people have fought. Our people, guys, this was not given to us. People fought and died for it. You guys refuse to make the sacrifice for your own people, but you want to cash in. You want to cash in on the benefits that should be going to Black South Africans. You want to cash in on it and then threaten us with the xenophobic tag to ruin our name. That's not Pan-Africanism. That's hatred. That's jealousy. That's envy. You guys are envious. You have hate in your hearts because you wish you were us. You wish you were Black South Africans. You wish. And you're not, and you never will be. You'll never be. And we will always call you people out until you go back home. You will never have peace in this country. South Africans are very resilient, in case you didn't know. We resisted 400 years of colonialism. We don't mind. If you guys want to come and be another problem for us, we will fight you to the death. We will not give up and we will not stop. You will never live in peace in South Africa. We will constantly tell you to go back home. We will constantly mess up whatever businesses you're trying to start in the country. Constantly. You will not have peace in this country, and you can cry xenophobia all you want. Go back to your home country where you are tribalistic to one another. You have the audacity to call us xenophobic when you are tribalistic and xenophobic to your own people in your home country. You guys hate each other in Nigeria. All these different tribes in Nigeria, you hate each other, but you want to come and tell us how we should behave as Africans. You don't know how to behave yourself in your home country, so don't come and preach to us. Go preach to yourself and your own people. You people want to see us destitute so badly just for some type of vengeance, even after everything the country has done for you. Many of you have been educated in South Africa. Many of you have received medical attention in South Africa. Many of you have experienced amazing things in South Africa, in our land, in our country, things that are supposed to be reserved for us Black South Africans that we died for. You've been privileged enough to experience these things, and yet you're still complaining. You're still not happy. We must bow down to you and treat you like you are the kings of this on this land. Don't come and preach Pan-Africanism to us when it's to your convenience. Why don't you be Pan-Africanist and go fight for your homeland? Show how Pan-Africanist you are. Fight for your people. That's Pan-Africanism, but you won't do it. What you want is to enjoy the luxuries that people in South Africa died for. Our forefathers died for this. You're not entitled to what our people have died for to protect and to preserve. Go back to your home country and go fight for your own inheritance. You're entitled, spoiled brats with no regard and no consideration for other people. You are shameful and disgusting. I'm speaking specifically to Nigerians and Zimbabweans. You're disgusting human beings. You're shameful. I feel embarrassed and ashamed to call myself African along with you people, you Nigerians and Zimbabweans. I wish there was a different classification we could give to Zimbabweans and Nigerians. You guys don't deserve to be called Africans. You are shameful. You give us all a bad name. You have no respect, no regard. You come to South Africa, you act entitled like we owe you something. We don't owe you anything. Go fight for your own liberation in your own country. Go fight your governments. Go create opportunities for your own people in your own country. Just because we're all African doesn't mean you are entitled. Just like that's, you know how stupid it is to say, this is one Africa, I don't need a what to go to. You're crazy. There are laws that govern life, and the reality is there are laws that govern, and yes, there are borders. Why? Because we need regulation. I cannot say, oh, it's one world. Like you guys say, it's one Africa. Imagine me saying it's one world, therefore I can go anywhere I want. I'm just going to go to Italy or no visa. They must just accept me because we are all one. It's one world. You sound crazy. This one Africa thing is not going to work. You sound illiterate. You sound uneducated. And a lot of you are educated, but you're stupid. You're educated fools. How can you say it's one Africa, therefore you're entitled to do whatever you want? That's crazy. That's like me saying, because I live in the same neighborhood as you, I'm entitled to come into your house and do whatever I want and eat your groceries. Why? Because we live in the same neighborhood. And if I complain, then you call me and I say you're xenophobic. You know how stupid it is to say, we live in one neighborhood, guys, therefore I can do whatever I want in your home. I can just come into your home and do what I want, eat your food, watch your TV. And then when you come home and you are shocked and you have a bad negative response, then I label you as xenophobic. You know how entitled you are to think that just because you live in the same neighborhood as somebody, that therefore it means you are entitled to do as you please in that person's house. There's rules and regulations. You are not allowed to just go anywhere you want in Africa and then say because it's one Africa that we should allow you. There's rules, there's laws, there's regulations. You must respect the laws and regulations of each country. Just because we are all African does not mean that we have to live uncivilized and unstructured lives. No, you must respect laws. You guys don't break laws in your own countries. Why do you think it's okay to come to South Africa and do as you please? And then when there's pushback, which there naturally will be, guys, go anywhere in the world. People have a negative opinion of Nigerians. They have done it to themselves. It's not unique to South Africa. You cannot label South Africa as xenophobic when Ghana is also kicking you out, when England is also kicking you out, when Botswana has also kicked you out. You know how many countries in the world are tired of Nigerians coming into their countries? You cannot say it's xenophobic when everyone is kicking. So the British are also xenophobic when they kick Nigerians out, when they're trying to restrict visa access for Nigerians. You guys have given yourself such a bad reputation, and you want to blame the whole world except yourselves. You refuse to look in the mirror. It cannot be our fault that you don't know how to behave. It cannot be our fault that you guys are too cowardly to fight for the liberation of your own people in your own land. You're too scared to stand up to your president. Tinubu, he lives in freaking Italy. He doesn't even live in the pigsty that he's creating in your country, and you guys are okay with that. The problem with Nigerians is that they've normalized Japa. You guys run away every single year to other countries to go burden those people as opposed to solving your own problems. You've lost all respect because you don't have the capacity to solve your own problems, but you want to boast about how intelligent you are. Zimbabweans are the same. You want to boast about your intelligence. If you're so intelligent, go fix your problems at home. Go die for your nation. Our people in South Africa die. School children, go look up our history. School kids were shot, dead, fighting for the liberation of Black South Africans. Now you guys want to come and enjoy the benefit, the little benefits that people have fought and died for. You don't deserve it. Go fight for your own shit in your own countries. You don't deserve what we have. You don't. I'm going to tell you straight, you don't deserve it. Go home and fight for your own. We can do business, we can trade and be Pan-Africanists in the sense of we can sign deals where we partner together on certain things like normal people are supposed to do. But this thing of us carrying the burden of another nation that refuses to fight for themselves is nonsense. You must fight for your own country and we'll stand with you in solidarity. But if you are ducking the smoke from your own government and you're running to our government and telling us how we must treat you and being entitled, it's not going to fly. We will not allow you to dictate the terms in our country. We will not allow you. And if this thing must get violent, it will get violent again. And all of you will be crying xenophobia. This time we will not stop. And we will have no mercy because you guys are disrespectful and you refuse. How many times have we told you go back home, go back home, go back home? You refuse to acknowledge and accept. You refuse to listen to us. And now when we get violent with you guys, what are you going to say? You're going to cry xenophobia. But when we told you go back home, you refuse to listen. When we showed you evidence that you are overburdening our systems, you didn't care. But now you want to cry xenophobia because it suits you. It suits your agenda. And the thing that disgusts me the most is these South Gerians that are being raised that have Nigerian fathers and South African mothers. Thank you so much, you Jolofinas, you dumbasses, because you sold out our country to these criminals. And now they're teaching these little kids to be disrespectful, to have a Nigerian attitude and talk about how xenophobic South Africa is. Even though you are being educated by South Africa. You have residency in South Africa. You're eating our food. You're living in our buildings. But you want to complain about, how can you complain about a country that is giving you your livelihood, biting the hand that feeds you, and then complain about it? It's because you guys undermine Black South Africans. And I promise you, when we are in charge of this country and we have our land and we have our minerals, you guys are going to hear about us. You're going to know. You're really going to know. Because, and I don't want to hear it's not all Nigerians. You people that are saying it's not all Nigerians, you must speak to the ones that are doing these bad things. Because it's happening all over. Everywhere you go in the world, Nigerians are causing problems. They're selling drugs. I mean, imagine you guys are famous for scams and selling drugs. You're shameful. You're shameful. South Africans are not known for doing that in other people's countries. You people are shameful. You have a terrible reputation because you have no respect. And yet you fear your own government and your own people. You can't stand up to your government. But you want to come to South Africa and poke your chest out and be tough in front of us. But you are too cowardly to do the same thing in your home country. It's like, you know, I'm going to try my best not to get too triggered in this video because I'm going to be reacting to several things that I can't believe this. I can't believe what's really going on in South Africa. This is shameful that foreigners think they can come to our country and do as they please. The first situation is a lady who is she's complaining that, oh, she didn't get medical treatment in South Africa. And she's throwing her toys out the cot like a freaking baby, as if we owe her something. Our own people cannot receive medical attention because all the hospital beds are full. The public hospitals are full. The hospital beds are full with foreigners. Our own people, South Africans, cannot receive treatment. Why do these people not care when we tell them our people are dying because they're not able to receive treatment since the hospitals are filled with foreign nationals? They don't care. They say, I know it's xenophobic because you won't let. So our people must die and that's okay. So it's not xenophobic for you to cross the border illegally and exhaust our medical facilities to the detriment of our people. How is that not xenophobic? How do you only think about yourselves? How do you only think about what you should benefit? You don't think. What about Black South Africans and what they're going through? Nobody spares a thought to think, hey, what are Black South Africans going through? In other words, you see yourselves as above us. You see yourselves as more deserving of the things that we and our people fought and died for. You have the nerve to say it was xenophobic when our own people are dying due to lack of receiving medical treatment because you guys are overburdening our system. But you have the nerve to complain that we're not doing enough for you. What are you doing for us? Can we go to your hospitals and receive treatment? The answer is no, because in Zimbabwe, they kick out South Africans and stop them from receiving medical attention. But when we do it, we're xenophobic. We are labeled as xenophobic when we do it. But when you do it, it's okay. When you do it, everywhere in the world, there are laws that put the citizens of the country first. Everywhere. When it comes to hiring people for jobs, there's laws that say you have to consider the local people, the indigenous people, before you open up the job post to foreigners. When we say we want to hire South Africans and prioritize xenophobia, one Africa, Pan-Africa, one Africa. Why do South Africans think they're special? Why do South Africans think they're different? Why don't you fight for your own country so that you can have these benefits yourself in your homeland? We don't owe you. We're not dying for you. We're dying for our people, our cultures. You know, Nigerians and Zimbabweans their logic works the same way as white people who are entitled to the Black South African land. Their mindset is exactly the same. We are dealing with white South Africans that think that they're entitled. They feel like they're entitled to South Africa, like it's theirs. That's how Zimbabweans and Nigerians are behaving. And we will deal with you the same way we're dealing with white people. Trust me.
I'm a teacher by certificate. Professional. I'm not the one who caused Zimbabwe to be poor. I'm not the one who caused.
Okay, so are we the ones? Listen to this lady crying, saying that she's not the one that caused Zimbabwe to be poor. So is our fault? Did South African blacks cause Zimbabwe to be poor? So just because it's not your fault, it must now be our fault. It must now be our problem. Go and cry to another country. Go cry to your own government. The energy they have for South Africans, they don't have this energy for their own. Imagine, they will never do this to their own government. But they come to South Africa and they cry. And they want us to give them sympathy, but they're disrespectful. Listen to this nonsense.
Malawi to be poor. Take it, mama. This is nonsense. Why look for a job? Why explaining in your house? I will sleep with this child the one night.
Who said, so now your baby is our responsibility? You are the one that made the baby. You are the one that decided to give birth to the baby. How is that our responsibility? Now we must be stepfathers to your child. We didn't say you must have a child that you can't take care of. So because it's not your fault, now it must be our fault? Is that your logic? This is how Zimbabweans think, guys. Look at this. She's saying, look at my baby. Whose fault is it that you have 2 children? Did we force you to have a child as Black South Africans? So why are you blaming us for your problem? We cannot solve all of Africa's problems, guys. You must solve your own in your homelands. Like, the level of entitlement is ridiculous. You come to South Africa and you just expect everything to be given to you for free. You want this, you want that, you want this. And we're not allowed to say no, because if we say no, then you're going to label us as xenophobic and try to ruin our reputation around the world.
I wake up, I feed, I do my best, but now we are taking me like a stupid. You take me like a stupid. Women Zimbabweans are cleaning your house. Ask me these nurses.
Don't say Zimbabweans are cleaning your house. You guys are working for white people as cheap labor. We didn't say you must go work for white people in South Africa to be their cheap labor. We fought against that ourselves in South Africa. We didn't want it. And we continue to fight. Imagine, you guys, you got your land back in Zimbabwe. What are you doing on our land? You got everything back. So what's the problem? Go and fight for your people. You can't be here burdening our system and telling us what we're supposed to be doing for you. We pay taxes in this country for ourselves, not for you.
Man, this is a South Africa child. Guys, don't do that.
What must we do?
Let's go in there saying,
Yeah.
what is going to deal with you, Mama?
And you too.
This one to
Listen to this woman now. She's cursing us. She's saying God is going to deal with you. What about the black South Africans that don't have access to medical facilities? Because all our medical facilities are overwhelmed by foreigners. These people don't stop to think about us. They only think about themselves. These people think South Africa is some paradise, like it's heaven, like we're not suffering as black South Africans. Nobody spares a thought of what we're going through and what we've had to go through, and our grandparents and our forefathers who died for us to have access on our own land. They think that we are dying for them to come in and inherit South Africa. We're not dying and sacrificing our lives for you to come here and enjoy. We are fighting. Why don't you fight for your own country?
Kulu.
And you too.
This is Africa.
And you
I'm
too.
standing on Africa, Mama.
You know how crazy these people sound? She says, this is Africa. No. Right now, you are in South Africa. It has laws. It has regulations. It has a government. You cannot say because it's Africa, you can go anywhere. That's not how it works, my love. I can't go to Zimbabwe right now and say this is one Africa and do as I please. You can't go to Europe right now and say this is one world. I can do as I please. You'll get arrested. You sound crazy. Why do these people think it's okay? I'm confused, guys. Why do they think this is appropriate behavior? To say, oh, it's one Africa. Just because you're born in Africa, that means you are entitled to everything in Africa. Everything must just be given to you. People died and fought for what they have in South Africa. Black people died. They fought and died for what we have in South Africa. We fought for the liberation. We fought to have the state. And even though the state has betrayed us, we're fighting again to overthrow this government. We're embroiled in fights every single day, but you guys just want to come and reap the benefits of what you did not fight for. You didn't sacrifice anything for South Africa to be where it is. You didn't sacrifice anything. You're just crossing the border wanting to gain the benefits and then talking about one Africa. You're selfish. Very convenient to talk about one Africa when it's about what you can benefit, but not what you can sacrifice. When we're fighting our government and fighting white people, why aren't we seeing Zimbabweans risking their lives to fight for this land? You just come for the benefits and then you want to preach one Africa to us. If it's one Africa, you guys must put yourselves on the front line and die for this country. But you won't do that. You'll flee. First sign of trouble, you will flee South Africa. Because you only want the benefits. You want all the rights but no responsibilities. You're like children. This is how children behave. Children want access to all the rights, but they don't want any responsibilities. We are in the front lines fighting for our country every day, fighting against our government, standing up to our government, standing up to white oppression. But you guys just want to come for the benefits. You want to come at the finish line and preach to us about Pan-Africanism. Lahlanya. Fatek, go back to your home countries and go fight. You must have this energy for your president. Don't come with this energy for us. We don't want to hear this nonsense. If you want us to respect you, go fight for your country. Show us you are capable. Show us that you're not cowards. We as South Africans are not cowards. We don't run away from our problems. We solve them. Why can't you do the same?
And you too.
Africa. This is Africa.
Africa for who?
Africa. Africa.
Africa
Mama,
for who?
I'm in Africa. What? I'm not in Asia. I'm in Africa.
If this is Africa, why is it that you guys only focus on coming to South Africa to get benefits? Why don't you go to other parts of Africa? Since this is one Africa, go to Morocco. See how they treat you there when you say this is one Africa. I want to see. Go to other countries. Go to Congo right now and say this is one Africa. Let me see how they treat you. I want to see something. Go to Rwanda. Say it's one Africa and say you must give me this. You must give me. Give me. Go to Nigeria and say this is one Africa. Go to Ghana. Let's see how they treat you talking like this. You guys only want to talk about one Africa when you want to benefit from what we South Africans have fought for ourselves. We fought and we died for what we have. You can't now come and abuse our system and abuse the benefits when you didn't sacrifice anything for this. We fight to give our children a future. We don't fight to give Zimbabwean children and Nigerians a future. We fight for our people to have a future in this country, in this land, not for you. So you must go back to your home country, do the same, fight for your people so that your children can have a future. So you stop complaining and leaving your children at our doorstep to take care of them for you. We didn't say you must have all of these children. Just as we didn't say you must be born in Zimbabwe. It's not our fault. Just as it's not our fault we were born in South Africa. 400 years of colonialism. We've been resilient. We've had to fight back and we've had to sacrifice. People's blood cries in the soil of this land. It wasn't given to us for free. But you want to get everything for free because what? One Africa. Okay, go to another African country and go talk like this. Let's see what happens. Why is it always just the focus? The focus of benefits is always South Africa. Why? As if there are no other countries in Africa. Go to the 53, 54 South African countries. Go. There's other countries outside of South Africa. Why are you guys so focused on benefiting from South Africa? As if there are no other countries. You said there's one Africa, right? Okay, go to another country in Africa. Go there illegally, by the way, with no papers. See how they treat you. There are laws. You must respect the laws of countries. You cannot say it's one world, therefore I can go anywhere. Go to England talking about it's one world. You get arrested.
A South African citizen working in Zimbabwe got sick there. When he went to medical center to request medical attention, they refused to assist him. A decision was made to let's send him to the border gate, and then Dr. Popira Mutuba sent the medical team in South Africa to welcome him there. Then he was also there to welcome the South African citizen. Guys, let's be honest to each other. A couple of days back, you see here, these ladies, they were rejected at a certain hospital in Gauteng to get the medical attention. And then South Africans, they protected these ladies and said it is wrong to send them away while they want medical attention. Our own South African is in Zimbabwe. He wants assistance in terms of the medical attention. They reject to give him. Tina, we have to give Zimbabweans medical attention in South Africa. Meanwhile, our own South Africans, when they are on the other side, they don't get medical attention. Is this fair? I'm just asking that. Is this fair? Nah. Shout out to Dr. Popira Mutuba. We thank you, Mama, for standing up for South Africans.
100%.
Even we still remember even the other saga, Uguti, the ladies from Zimbabwe come to South Africa and give birth, and South Africans, they attacked you. We really...
Guys, it's a whole scheme where Zimbabweans come to South Africa to give birth, to try to give their children South African citizenship so they can come to our schools and benefit from what our forefathers fought and died for. They're stealing from us. Nobody calls it out. Nobody says that this is xenophobic. You come to South Africa just for the benefits. We don't see you dying for this country like our forefathers died. We don't see you suffering. We don't see you in the front lines. You only want to come here for the benefits and then send money back home to Zimbabwe. During the festive season, they go back home for Christmas. They go back home for Christmas. We deport them. They come back the next day. They're exhausting taxpayers' money. They're taking us for a joke. They don't respect us. They know what they're doing is wrong, but they don't care. So what? We must respect that. No, you guys tell me if you would accept this going on in your own country. Would you accept this in your country? Okay, then. So why do you want us to accept it?
We appreciate the work that we are doing. South Africans, let's be honest to each other, please.
Now that we have seen both the videos, I want to ask something. How
Got another one for you guys. You know, these people, they make me so upset because to cry and complain as if we owe you something. We don't owe you anything. Man, I need to find that interview where the Zimbabwean politician was talking nonsense on one of our South African news channels, talking about Zimbabwe is not a province. It's not a province of South Africa. But you can't take care of your own people. Half of Zimbabwe is in South Africa. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not. I wish I was exaggerating. Half of South Africa, of Zimbabwe, half of Zimbabwe is in South Africa. They refuse to face their problems. They refuse to sacrifice their lives. You see, their lives, their own lives, are too precious for them to stand in the front lines and sacrifice something for the liberation of their own people. So they would rather burden us. You know, South Africans are dying because of what foreign nationals are doing right now. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cries for us. Nobody feels sympathy for us. But we must feel sympathy for foreigners and their situation. So your problems must be put above ours in our own country. That's what we're being asked to do. Anywhere you go in the world, you know that this is unreasonable. But we're being told we must accept this, and if we don't accept it, then we're threatened with a xenophobic tag. You will not intimidate us anymore. We will not allow you to intimidate us anymore. We won't allow it. And I know you guys hear us, but for some reason you refuse to see any other side of the story except your own because you guys are selfish. That's why we don't want you in our country. It's one of the reasons we don't want you in our country. You people are selfish. You are self-absorbed. You are self-centered. You only care about yourselves. You only care about yourselves. And not only are we tired of it, we're doing something about it. And you're not going to like it.
Our patriots. I don't want to talk too much, just listen to her.
Yeah, I'm with
Yo, shout out to our brave South African women that are actually standing up against this nonsense. You know, we complain a lot about how Jolofinas have sold out the country, which they have. I mean, these girls are so reckless with South African citizenship. They don't understand that they're poisoning the well and creating a problem for the future generations of South Africa because they're so selfish. They just want to get paid. They want to make a quick buck, sell out the nation to foreign nationals who are basically buying citizenship from them. But you have these brave Black South African women that are standing up for the right thing and representing us very proudly. And for that, we appreciate it and we're very grateful. South African men, stand up. I've been on your guys' case. You know, so I won't go on another rant about you guys, but it's time to be men, guys. It's time to be men. I don't want to go irate again on you guys, but now's the time. There's no time for cowardice. Our women are standing up. You know, that's another, what she's saying. You got foreign nationals that own property, that own land in South Africa. Bro, our forefathers died for land. And our government is just giving these things away that we fought for. This is supposed to be the inheritance of South African people. We are not yet out of poverty. We're still suffering. We're still fighting to come out of poverty and enjoy the minerals that are on this land. No South African, Black South African, should ever be poor. But here we are allowing foreigners to buy land and property. Very soon, they're going to start trying to make their own oranias This is why even the Orania project must be stopped. It must be halted because it's going to embolden foreigners to think they can come to South Africa, buy their own little plot of land, and then dictate the terms to us in our home country, which we cannot allow. These things have serious implications. That's why I'm trying to cut everything at the knees to show you guys that if we don't act now, this thing can get out of control very quickly. We have to control the situation before it gets out of hand.
Esikolweni uma ingane esesikolweni izophuma ingane lapha esikolweni ama-South Africans, we are South African by birth, we are not foreigners, but now sokutshintshile thina ama-South Africans sokuyithi ama-foreigner la ekliniki if uyazi ukuthi wena awuyelwana e-South Africa noma ufake kushayela ungakasizwa phandle thina sinandawo.
So from tomorrow ama-queue
So
ayashintsha.
from tomorrow, early in the morning, ngizobe ngilapha egethini, i-queue iyashintsha. If you are not South African, ungatshela ukuthi uzofika ngo-4 la bamvula ngo-7 kuzoqalwa ngawe. South African best. Ofuna mina inamba yami 072 478 17.
You know, this just fills me with so much pride and happiness to see South Africans fighting for their land. But again, I keep urging the men, we cannot leave it up to our women to be in the front lines. Where are the men, guys? Huh? This woman is risking getting bad press, bad publicity, being called a xenophobe, all of these different things. Why? Because she's fighting for the right thing, which is to put South Africans first. And we know the government doesn't care to put South Africans first, so we have to care. We have to care. We have to put ourselves first. We have to care about our own people. Nobody's going to do it for us. And this is the mentality we need to let go of, where we think everything will be given to us. No. Where we think everything will be done for us. No. You got to go out there and fight for these things. So I'm very proud to see this lady. It's incredible to see what she's doing.
Ngiyabonga mina sike silikhutha abantu abafuna ukujoyina ngaka-24 May sinemithini ezothanda park eTanfontein lapho siyobonisana khona ngokuthi silwa kanjani lezi ukuthi umhlaba wethu ubuye kithi ngoba iSouth Africa yethu at the end sizoyithola. Siyabonga.
So you see, they're taking videos, thinking that they want to take these videos and make them go viral. Take this video to make it to go viral.
And this is the thing. Our so-called fellow brothers and sisters are trying to ruin our names. So they're recording videos so they can post on social media and go viral to say, you see, look how South Africans, black South Africans, they are jealous. How can we be jealous? We're in our own country. You are in our land. How can we be jealous of you? You are jealous of us. That's why you came here. You want to enjoy what we have. So how can we be jealous of you? You came to our country to enjoy what we fought for. You are jealous. You are envious. That's why you left the shores of your own country to come here. How dare you accuse? You know, the way these people project their nasty and nastiness, they project it onto us. I mean, the level of disrespect is out of hand. And we're being told to just sit and take it, which we will not do. You Jellofinas, well, you're going to leave this country along with your boyfriends, your foreign boyfriends. We don't want you in this country because you're sellouts. You're sellouts. You don't care about anybody but yourself. You guys are so selfish. You don't understand the problems you're creating generationally for us that we must now solve. We must now clean them up. just because you're chasing a quick buck. Alone. Here's another one. Here we got a Malawian lady. Malawian lady disrespecting. They're in Cape Town, disrespecting a South African lady from KZN, saying you Zulus have no sense. A Malawian lady is saying this to a black South African. She will not talk like this to her own government. She will not talk like this to her own citizens in her homeland, but she wants to come to another person's country and be disrespectful. Watch. This is how they talk to us. These people that are crying xenophobia. Watch.
It's not KwaZulu Natal. Yes. La is not KwaZulu Natal. Umthakathi ufuna kumfaka khona. Angifuni ufake umthakathi wakho. Yini engithakathayo? Inkinga yakho leyo. Uyabala into ekhulumayo ngiyafana umlomo angifuni ukukhuluma naye uyafosa. Ngikhuluma what's your problem? What's your problem? Mina nginomlomo okhuluma.
Imagine.
Asinomlomo okhuluma naye. Ulaba asakuthanda wena from wena umZulu abayeke laba from Malawi.
Imagine the gall and audacity you need to have to speak to a native and say, what's your problem? You are in our country talking about what's your problem. And guys, like I keep telling you, this situation is getting more dangerous because now they're mixing blood with South Africans because of Jalofinas. Now we have this problem of these half South African, half something else from Africa that is disrespectful towards South Africans. And they're learning our languages, they're learning our culture, and it's becoming harder for us to even identify them because they're finding ways to hide themselves. But every now and again, the disrespect will come out like this. Well, you're talking to a South African in Zulu and disrespecting her, saying that this is not KwaZulu Natal. Who are you to say this? This is not Malawi. If we send you back home, it's going to be called xenophobia. But when you're in our country, this is how you talk to us. So what? We must respect that. The nerve. Yeah. Are you guys? They think we are jealous of them, but they came to our country. Please, can somebody help make that make sense? You are in our country, but you believe that we are jealous of you, the one who ran away. Your own people can't fight for your own liberation. We fought for ours, but we're jealous of you. Make it make sense. Ah. Guys, do you know how disrespectful, like the words that are coming out of this woman's mouth are extreme. But this is what we're dealing with, that they won't show you. They will cry xenophobia. They will not show you what we're dealing with. This is the level of disrespect. This is the level of disrespect. Under no circumstance should you ever speak to somebody like this in their own country. I don't care what happened. I don't care. I don't care what the context is. Under no circumstance do you use these types of words to address somebody that's allowing you to live in their country. Because South Africa belongs to its citizens. It doesn't belong to the government. It belongs to us, the people. We are the ones allowing you to live in the country. And when we don't want you guys here anymore, trust me, you're going to feel it. And you're going to cry xenophobia again. Because we've dealt with you before. We have history with you guys. You cried and went to the world talking about how xenophobic we are to try to hurt our reputation. Nobody cared about the context then. Nobody said, but what did they do to deserve it? Nobody cared about context. So why should we care about this context here? Go back to your countries and go talk like this to your own people in your own governments. She's continuing. Now they've learned our languages. Aibo. They've learned our languages, which is making it harder. Hold on. I'm coming to that South Jerian video. I just want to show you something quickly. I want to show you something. Hold on. I want to show you guys something else. I mean, I could go on and on and on. This one is, I don't know, some minister in Zimbabwe or something talking out the side of his mouth, saying that Zimbabwe is not a province of South Africa. But half your country is here. You should be grateful that we're even offering them any assistance in education. There's Zimbabweans that are being educated in South Africa, but you're saying Zimbabwe is not a province of South Africa. Then take all your people back and go take care of them yourself. Listen to this. This is some Zimbabwean politician. Listen to this. And we must continue to what? To carry the burden of these ungrateful people. Listen. You know, now we've heard from ordinary citizens. Now we're listening to their politicians to show you that this thing is across the board.
Much for your time. Christopher Mutangwa, speaking for
Christopher
the
Mutangwa.
governing party in Zimbabwe, ZANU-PF.
Thank you
Christopher
so much
Mutangwa.
for tuning in. I hope you're doing amazing.
Christopher Mutangwa. Listen to this.
Statement that
Different.
very briefly, if you can, my final question to you. And
Hold
it's
on.
going
I
to
want
be
to see this
Bye.
guy's proper title and credentials. ZANU FP spokesperson, Christopher Mutangwa. Listen to him.
very briefly, if you can,
Mutanga.
my final question to you, and it's going to be quite short. You've just made a very interesting statement that ZANU-PF has been in power for over 60 years in Zimbabwe.
No, not 60 years, 40-something years.
Okay. Well, I was taking from your point, but from that statement, should we read, therefore, that you are in part financing your political campaign using state resources?
Look, ZANU-PF is a private citizen of Zimbabwe like any other. And if we do engage in businesses, that's is right and proper. And if our supporters feel grateful to the party which has empowered them more than any other, like in your country, your black people still don't have land. They still cannot trade in minerals like we do because we carried out a resource restitution to our people, and we are creating a genuine African middle class aligned to the resources of Zimbabwe. This is.
Listen to how disrespectful he says we still don't have our land and minerals, but they've had their independence for longer than we have, but half their country is in our country. This is the thanks we get, guys, for taking care of Zimbabweans, educating Zimbabweans, feeding Zimbabweans, providing healthcare to Zimbabweans. This is how they talk. They say we still don't have our land and minerals. And he's talking as if things are all hunky-dory in Zimbabwe, but half the country is in South Africa doing menial jobs, slave labor for white people. Killing, murdering, farm murders. It's Zimbabweans because Afrikaners are hiring Zimbabweans for cheap labor because, white people are in love with slavery. They will never let go of slavery. That's how they came up. They blew up from slavery. So they want to preserve that structure of cheap labor. So that now they know South Africans will not tolerate that nonsense anymore. So what they're doing is they're trying to replace us because they will not change as white South Africans or as white settlers. So they will use foreign nationals to do the slave work that we don't want to do. This is why we're trying to kick white people out of this country. They're addicted to slavery. They cannot work within any other parameters besides slave labor, using slave labor. So now Zimbabweans are enabling that. And here is the spokesperson of ZANU-PF talking out the side of his mouth, talking out his ass about how we haven't done this and we haven't done that. But half your citizens are in our country because there's no opportunities for them in Zimbabwe. Don't come and talk nonsense. Tomorrow, when we are fighting a war, they're going to say, no, we're not going to support South Africa because they didn't treat us well, ignoring the fact that majority of their citizens were educated in South Africa and received healthcare in South Africa, gave birth in South Africa. They're going to ignore all the good things that we've done for them. And they're going to say, well, because we were xenophobic, now is their time for revenge. These people are sick. That's why I said we should have no mercy for them. No more.
This is the revolution which Africa has never seen. And our economy is pumping. It's going to become the fastest growing economy on the African continent because of the alignment of the resources to the people. So don't get surprised if it's a rich party. Don't get surprised because, yes.
I did ask you to be short, but I also cannot let you go scot-free making such statements as if Zimbabwe is so rich with its business people may or may not be aligned to the governing party of the day. Hold on, let me finish my thought. If that was the case, why would you have over 6 million Zimbabweans scattered all over the world if your country was so rich?
There are six. There maybe I don't know about the figure of 6 million. What I know is the
you said 6 million Zimbabweans are all over the world.
I never don't ascribe figures which I never mentioned. You are the one who is mentioning that. Please don't try to put figures in my mouth. I don't know about that figure. But what I do know is that if a population is educated and is dollar convertible on the global market, it can go into any country.
Mr. Mutsangwa, I'm not going to faff around these issues. Let me be straight with you now. I'm not going to faff around this.
I didn't even know Zimbabwe had their own currency.
I'm not going to skirt around this issue anymore. Do you take responsibility for running Zimbabwe down the drain?
We take responsibility for Zimbabwe to become the fastest growing economy on the African continent.
Bruh, we are literally fighting on behalf of the Zimbabwean citizens, standing up to their government. But these Zimbabwean citizens come to South Africa to disrespect us. We're doing what they're too scared to do. They're too scared to stand up to their government like this. We're doing the dirty work to help them. We get disrespected by Zimbabwean citizens. We get disrespected by their politicians. We get disrespected for trying to do the right thing for them because they're too cowardly to fight for themselves. So we're standing in the gap on their behalf and showing them this is how you stand up to your government. They can't do it. They're too cowardly, but they want to come to South Africa, poke their chest out when they come to South Africa and tell us what we should be doing for them. The nerve of these people.
With billionaires investing in our lithium, with new steel plants being
how is it the fastest growing country in the world with inflation?
You can't read figures yourself. That's your problem. Come to Zimbabwe and see what's happening on the ground. I don't speak from an old.
This man said, come to Zimbabwe when his own citizens don't want to be in the country. I pray that what he's saying is true so that Zimbabweans can leave South Africa. I pray that they have a much stronger economy than ours, that everything goes well for them so they can fuck off and leave our country. We're tired of them. I pray that Nigeria can become rich, have a great economy so all of these Nigerians can leave our country. But I promise you, Nigerians still, even if Nigeria was rich and the economy was doing well, they won't leave because those men have a problem with self-control. They are addicted to sex. Nigerian men are sex addicts with no discipline. That's why I keep saying in Africa, military conscription is necessary because the men are out of control. They have zero self-control. They would rather drag a woman and prostitute her to have sex with them because they can't get her any other way. They either have to pay or drag women to have sex with them. These are Nigerians. I promise you, even if Nigeria recovers, Nigerians are still not going to want to leave. Nigerian men will not want to leave South Africa because they want to have sex with South African women. It's as simple as that. A lot of these guys don't even come to South Africa for opportunities. They just come because they can't control themselves. They are dictated to by their dicks. No honor, no dignity, no self-control, no self-respect, no manliness about them. They're like little boys. They are driven around by their dicks. Can't control themselves. They are embarrassed, and they do this all over the world. They're embarrassing. And then everywhere we go internationally, we are associated with this horny behavior by Nigerian men. The horniness of Nigerian men, the lack of self-control by Nigerian men. Like Nigerian men, that's all they live for. To see which women they can try to have sex with. That's all they live for. They have no goals, dreams, and ambitions. Anything they do is with the objective of trying to have sex with a woman. They can't fight for their country. They have no vision for their land. Nothing. They can't stand up to their government. They're just wondering, where's the next nyash? Where can they have sex? That's all they think about. These people are sick. Guys, I'm calling out mental health disorders in Africa that need to be addressed. We cannot say we are all the same. We are not the same. We are not the same as these crazy maniacs with no self-control, disrespectful.
Audio, a person who's based in the studio who speaks like a propagandist. I've been responsible for the investment which I'm talking about. So I know what's happening. We are building the largest steel plant in Africa. We are building lithium plants. We are exporting lithium concentrates. We are revamping our railways. We are
then why is half your population in South Africa?
This economy, the World Bank has said so. The IMF is saying so. Only you and some boneheads who try to paint Zimbabwe in a certain manner are trying to make us look like we are basket case. We are not.
Okay.
We
all
are
right.
not, and definitely we are not. And we are not a province of South Africa.
Thank you very much.
Not a province of South Africa.
Thank you very much for your time.
Zimbabwe.
Thank you very much for your time.
Zimbabwe.
You see, Zimbabweans, these are the people you should be standing up to. This man apparently just described Zimbabwe as a utopia. So basically, we should have no sympathy for you. We should not give you any medical care or attention because according to your politician, Zimbabwe is doing better than South Africa. You are doing just fine. So stop crying. Stop coming to us for education. Stop coming to us for medical attention. Because listen to your politician. He's telling us now in South Africa to basically, he's giving us the middle finger and saying that Zimbabwe is doing so well. Everybody can see it. Yet your citizens are crossing the border, swimming with crocodiles, literally crossing the border filled with crocodiles just to come to South Africa to give birth, to come to South Africa to steal cars and take it across a river. They're taking cars across a crocodile-infested river. Crocodile-infested river. But listen to your politician. This is the gratitude we get as South Africans for showing love to our so-called brothers and sisters. And then when we stop and we say enough is enough, then you want to call us xenophobic. You can't have it both ways. Pick a side, man. Is your country doing well or not? If it's doing well, stop coming to our country. Stop coming to our country. And if your country is not doing well, acknowledge it and stop disrespecting us in South Africa. You can't have it both ways.
He is entitled to his own opinion. But I have one big problem with him. Why is he acting so defensive? You know, there is nothing wrong with actually.
We know why. These people have a mental health disorder. I keep telling you guys, we have undiagnosed mental health issues from Africans. I have so many videos. Let's listen to this Zimbabwean lady talking about a pregnant Zimbabwean. This is a Zimbabwean who is receiving her education in South Africa. She's doing her PhD. Imagine, a Zimbabwean lady took up a spot from a South African. And I showed you Ashley Souls expose the fact that these universities are prioritizing foreigners because they're tired of South Africans fighting for their rights and vandalizing the property. Yes, because we will not stop until we get our land and the resources back. But guess who's cashing in? Foreign nationals are coming and getting an education, healthcare, everything, but they still have the audacity to complain. We're trying to fight for our nation. They're trying to find ways to benefit these foreign nationals. This lady is getting a PhD in South Africa. We are allowing her to receive an education. But Zimbabweans will never be grateful, no matter what we do for them. They want to brag about how educated they are, but you're not receiving your education in Zimbabwe. You're getting it here. So it's
There is a video circulating online about a Zimbabwean lady who wanted to give birth at one of the South African hospitals. However, this lady was chased away by the nurses and the general public, and a group of women were seen mobilizing and saying all sorts of things to this lady. Mind you, this lady was in labor. My heart sank, my heart bled for my fellow Zimbabweans, what we are going through, because we are running away from our country and we go to other people's countries and we end up burdening them to the extent that they get tired of us. Anyways, let's discuss in this video and do the end. I also want to hear your thoughts, and I'll also share my thoughts with you. Make sure you watch this video and do the end for more insights.
At least we got a Zimbabwean here who's acknowledging what's really going on. So think about it. We just listened to the spokesperson of ZANU-PF, Christopher something, talking about how Zimbabwe is a utopia. Here's a Zimbabwean national in South Africa receiving her education, and she sees everything that's going on. And she's describing the situation in Zimbabwe as a terrible one. But we just heard Christopher What from ZANU-PF talking about how it's a utopia. And they're creating the next big middle class, and the whole world knows about Zimbabwe and how they're doing well. What's going on, guys? And we have to be burdened with all of this nonsense. And we're not allowed to say anything, because if we do something, then it's xenophobic.
If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? So things which happen, they affect us either way, myself particularly. So today, there's a story which happened in Gauteng province in South Africa. There was a pregnant woman who is believed to be 9 months pregnant, and she is due for labor. So she went to one of the...
Yes, I'm telling you, they cross the border when they're 9 months pregnant, deliberately to try to give birth in the country. Recently, there was a lawsuit a Zimbabwean is trying to file against the South African clinic or the doctors or nurses, because I think there were complications with the delivery of the baby. Again, we haven't been monitoring this lady's pregnancy for 9 months. So she comes with all sorts of complications and she wants to blame it on the South African healthcare system. And I think they went to court and they won 17 million rand. Now we're basically just a free meal ticket at this point. So Zimbabweans, Nigeria, they're all taking advantage of South Africa. That is not Pan-Africanist. They are selfish, self-centered, self-absorbed people that don't care about anybody but themselves and what they can benefit. We're dealing with children here. They act like kids, spoiled brats, and we need to cut these people down to size and bring them down to earth.
The hospitals in Gauteng to deliver her child. And upon arrival, the moment they discover that she's a foreign national, the nurses are believed to have turned her away, as well as some members of the public. They came on her, as well as we...
Yeah, you can't threaten us with a 9-month pregnancy when you cross the border illegally and you're ready to give birth now, right now, and we have to prioritize you because you're manipulating us. This is manipulation, guys. It's negligence, and it's irresponsible of the mother to risk her child's life like this. And we will not take the blame for this irresponsible behavior from this parent. You know, Zimbabweans are literally having babies with the plan of trying to naturalize their citizenship in South Africa, coming after 9 months to give birth in the country to try to force themselves into the system. This is sick. Risking your child's life just for South African citizenship. You people are sick.
We see a lady from the ANC party also chasing her away.
Yeah.
So you see how serious it is. Like, someone wearing the regalia of ANC is now a political thing, as well as the nurses. These guys, they take oath to protecting lives and saving lives. So imagine chasing away a pregnant woman. Yes, she is Zimbabwean. She might be Zimbabwean. But what about the unborn child she's carrying in her womb?
Manipulation. Pure manipulation. What about the South Africans that deserve medical attention in their home country? So we don't. How can you elevate your own problems above the problems of the citizens of the country? You guys are doing this deliberately. You're coming 9 months pregnant and forcing us to take care of you when we don't have the capacity to do so. And now we're standing up against it, and you're looking at the situation in isolation and acting like we're mistreating you and like, oh, think about the baby. That's exactly why she came when she was 9 months pregnant to South Africa. Because of the optics. Oh, she's 9 months pregnant. South Africans don't care about people. No, this is nonsense. We're not going to let you guys manipulate us. You're trying to scam us.
Someone who is innocent, that child, like,
That's the
I
mother's
don't
fault.
know. I don't want to be a judge, but
Sugar, that's the mother's fault. You can't come to our country 9 months pregnant. You know, our government is also to blame, because look what they're doing. They're selling fraudulent documents. This is why I keep telling you guys, there's a some kind of crime syndicate, organized crime syndicate going on, where South African officials are giving documents, fraudulent documents, to illegal foreigners to try to naturalize them and give them citizenship. Whether political parties are doing this to try to get votes or whatever, there's an instruction that's been given, because it's happening nationwide. There's a crime syndicate to try to replace South Africans. Watch this.
The Hawks raided the High Court in Pretoria following allegations that surfaced in March. A court employee is suspected of issuing fraudulent documents to undocumented foreign nationals. The fake notices of motion were allegedly used to delay or prevent deportations, a serious manipulation of the justice system. Investigators believe a single individual may be behind the operation, and have evidence has seized during the raid will form part of the ongoing.
Imagine, we have officials in the country that are trying to stop the deportation of illegal foreigners by giving them fake documents. And these fake documents are literal people's names and surnames and ID numbers that are being given to foreigners. You have to ask yourself, who's behind this thing? South Africa is being sabotaged. South Africa has been sold out from within. And we have to find who these people are. Now, again, I've got another video. Listen to the entitlement of these foreigners. This is a spaza shop owner trying to control, dictate how we should treat them in South Africa. It's not even their country, but they've got the nerve to open their mouths, to poke out their chest. They don't do this in their home countries, but they come to South Africa and they talk out their asses. What's this?
These days, as if like we don't deserve respect from police officers.
You don't. Who
Can
are
you just see for these people at least some chance, not even permanent?
Why must we feel sorry for you? Go back to your home country. Hey, bro, what's wrong with these people, bro? Go back to your home country and go tell your government the things you're telling us. We are not your government. He's damn near in tears. Go to your country and talk like this to your government. What's wrong? Why can't you go home and ask for sympathy from your government? You're asking for sympathy from people that cannot help you. Our system is overflooded, but you guys don't care. You only care about yourselves.
Change. But they are arresting us, whereas they know that they are not willing to give us paper. It is not our fault. It is not. We want to have paper, proper paper.
No, we don't want you to have paper. Go to your country and go start your businesses there. Go start your spaza shops there and be businessmen in your home countries. We don't need spaza shops in South Africa. This is not a scarce skill. We have people to do those things. But yet you are begging, talking about we want paper. No, we're not going to give you paperwork. Fuck off. Go back to your home country. And you go do your spaza shop there. We don't need... You know how many spaza shops we have in South Africa? You people are poisoning us and killing us with the food you're selling there. But you're here begging that you must get paperwork. Look, this is why our prisons are filled with foreigners. Because these people, they don't want to go back. And it's men. And the dangerous thing about men is that they come to South Africa to procreate so that they leave their seed, their problem in the country for generations to come. We are going to have generational problems, maybe 2 generations of trying to clean up the mess of these foreign nationals and the jellofinas that are selling us out. Now, listen to these Southgerians. Now, this is the result of jollofinas, right? Making babies with these Nigerians who are paying them to try to, so they can try to get their paperwork. Now, these Nigerians that are born of South African women, their fathers obviously poisoning them with propaganda about South Africa being xenophobic. And they have the nerve to go onto the internet and talk about how South Africa is xenophobic, but we're giving you everything. Your education is from South Africa. The food you're eating, the healthcare you're receiving is from South Africa. But you have the nerve to complain and say that we are xenophobic. How? You yourself have a South African mother. So your mother's also xenophobic. You must go to Nigeria. Go and talk like this in Nigeria. Go tell Tinubu these things you're saying. You don't have the guts to, but you come on TikTok here in South Africa talking out the side of your mouth.
Not all, but
La
the
tella lo.
majority of South Africans have on Nigerians is insane.
Hi everyone, welcome to Amagan Observer. Today I wanted to give my take on the quote-unquote Saudi Arabian videos making their rounds on TikTok. When they make videos like this, dancing and raising their shoulders, baiting and provoking for a response. And then when they get the same energy back, people like this TikToker start crying foul and claiming they are the victims. Because are we to believe that there are no other nationalities that are half South African apart from Nigerians? Is that what we are to believe? If we're going by this trend, are these TikTokers trying to say that there are no other nationalities mixed with South Africans? There are no Ghanaian.
Our South Africans are vexed. Dual citizenship. This is why our government is betraying us. You cannot allow these people to have dual citizenship. And they're just exhausting the resources in South Africa, taking advantage of all the benefits that our forefathers fought for and died for South Africans to have. Now they're here enjoying the benefits and then taunting us, showing their ID cards to show that, yes, we're legal. We are both Nigerian and South Africa. You guys are disrespectful. And where are they learning this behavior? From the Nigerian side of the family, obviously, from their fathers. That's where they're learning it. And this is what you Jolofinas are doing when you sell us out. This is what we have to now deal with. They're probably 16, 17, 18 years old. We have a full generation of disrespectful Nigerians that are now naturalized and have South African citizenship that we must deal with. So even if we call them Kwere Kwere, we try to kick them out, we can't now because they've got ID. These are the problems you guys create for us.
South Africans, there are no Malawian South Africans, there are no Zambian South Africans. Are you the only ones there? So why are you displaying this uncouth, uncultured behavior? As if you are the only mixed ones over there.
So yesterday I had made a video of me stating caption was I am proudly South Nigerian, and unfortunately it reached the FYP of the wrong people. I just want to say that there was no intention of me posting that. Like, I thought I was
Guys, there's no culture in South Africa called South Nigerian. We do not acknowledge you. We have cultures in this country. You're not going to come and introduce new cultures like this is Orania. This is not Orania. We're not going to have white people disrespect us and try to force a culture into our land. And then you also come and try to force your own cultures into our land. There's no such thing as Algerian. We don't acknowledge it in South Africa. We have our own cultures. Either fit in or get out.
going to get my normal 70-something likes and 1,000 views, But unfortunately, it happened that it had to, get over 20-something K views, of which there's nothing wrong with that. The hate on Nigerians is insane. The hate on Nigerians and the hate South Africans, well, not all, but like majority of South Africans have on Nigerians is insane. I thought South Africa is a rainbow nation. I thought South Africa is a country where everyone's just supposed to get along. I mean, I have known that xenophobia runs in the South African blood, but
yeah, this girl is very stupid because she herself, her mother's South African. Her mother's South African. So you're saying xenophobia also runs through your mother's blood. You see what I mean? This is what you end up having. You end up having these senseless people that have the Nigerian genes, which are Nigerian genes lack logic and intelligence. Nigerians are really, really, really slow, stupid people. Even if they're educated and have PhDs, they've got no logic, they've got no common sense. They can't rationalize like normal human beings, just like white people. No matter how educated a white person is, they can't rationalize logically. Just like Nigerians, just like Zimbabweans. Now you have a new generation of Nigerians that are talking out the side of their mouths. And you can best believe she learned this from her
I
father.
didn't know it was like this.
And how they love throwing around that xenophobia word. A reason for the animosity you feel you're getting is because people feel your insincerity. And let's
Yo, I really love this YouTube page. Go follow Amma, Ghana Observer. She calling these people out, dog. And I love Ghanaians because they get it. Kenyans get it. East Africans generally, they get it. Ghanaians understand. They're very similar in terms of thinking and ideology to South Africans. So this thing to say South Africans are xenophobic is nonsense. It's a lie. You know, we just won't support bad rationale. We will not support illogical people that make no sense when they speak. I want to show you, here's another good Nigerian man that is calling out the nonsense. But it's just a pity that the interviewer had to try to frame this thing from a victim standpoint for Nigerians, as opposed to acknowledging the reality of what Nigerians are doing in people's countries. But the truth eventually comes out because Nigerians can't hide and run away from it. We are destroying this narrative of xenophobia bit by bit, day by day, until the same way we've destroyed the lies that white people have told about us, saying that there's a white genocide in South Africa. The world will soon know about Zimbabwe and Nigeria and what they're doing in our country. We will expose all of them.
Nigerian brothers, they overdo, they do past themselves. Some of them leave us.
at this video where the host prefaced the interview trying to tag South Africans as xenophobic. But the guest shut it down with truth and facts. And it continues to baffle me. It boggles my mind that Nigerians never want to acknowledge that their actions in South Africa triggered a reaction. It's just mind-boggling. They don't want to accept that fact. Doing their human trafficking, leading to prostitution, selling their white powder, triggered a reaction. They never want to acknowledge that. They just gloss over it and jump straight to xenophobia. Xenophobia, one of their favorite words. You know, they like envy and jealousy, always projecting what they are feeling. You can't go to someone's country and try to dictate terms, most especially when in your own country you are treated by your government like unwanted children. I don't know whether that's why when you
like
enter
rats.
other people's countries and you find that freedom there, you know, a conducive environment, then you want to bully the citizens of that country. You want to push them around and get away with it, which you cannot do in your own country. You can't get away with anything in your own country. Look at how they recently treated VDM, who tries to advocate or claims to advocate for the voiceless and the suppressed. He went to a bank to help out his mom, and what happened to him? He was arrested and kidnapped in the process. So let's see the shenanigans the host was trying to perpetuate before being corrected with facts.
You are an immigrant in South Africa.
Okay.
And you know that South Africa is one of the go-to countries of many Nigerians. I mean, it gets so bad that when there is xenophobia, Nigerians are usually targets, right? I had my younger sister who came to Saudi, and the moment xenophobia happened that year, we're looking for the whole thing to calm down, for her to remain alive, and then for us to bring them back home. So say, please come back home, my immediate younger sister.
I mean, look how this man is framing this thing, acting like a victim. He says it was just a random breakout of xenophobia. Like South Africans just wake up and decide to target Nigerians because we're so jealous of their greatness. If you guys are so great, why are you in our country but we are not in your country? This is the logic that Nigerians can't reconcile. They want to be seen as victims, but also want to be seen as the giants of Africa. If you're the giants, stop coming to South Africa and show us that you guys are giants in your homeland. We didn't ask you to come to South Africa to show us anything. You can't even show us anything. If you can't perform in your own country, why do you want to come to our country? What are you going to show us? You failed in your own state, your own country, you failed. But you want to come and show us what? You want to teach us what? You want to improve whose economy? Go and improve your own. Now this man is here playing victim as if South Africans just wake up and attack Nigerians. He's not accounting for all the terrible things Nigerians do and why they have a terrible reputation in South Africa. This is how he's framing this thing. Like, oh, how did you survive? Oh, there's xenophobia. Oh, Nigerians are they're so disingenuous, bro. They're such fake people. So fake. acting like victims, knowing very well what Nigerians are doing in people's countries. Sorry, hold on, guys.
Okay. How have you been able to survive all of these years despite that hostility? Are you not scared with all of those xenophobia thing, all of
How
those
did you
crime
survive?
things? You know, sometimes people are implicated, sometimes people actually
Wow.
they are culprit, they are culpable, and then have you been able to navigate it? Have you been able to integrate, to blend, to be accepted? Because we see your face everywhere, you don't seem to be under any, you know, pressure or tension. How has it been for you?
You see, first thing I would like to say is everywhere in the world is not safe. There's tension everywhere in the world. In Nigeria, there's tension. There's problem everywhere. There's problem in the north in Nigeria. In Lagos,
There's
if you don't
tribalism.
know your
He doesn't want to say it. There's tribalism. There's not just tension. There's tribalism in Nigeria. Say it. Nigerians hate their fellow Nigerians who are also black, just like them. They hate each other. But you want to come and preach to us about how we should behave, but you can't behave yourselves in your home countries. That's the part they want to gloss over and act like doesn't exist. You guys have tribalism that is so extreme. You have Boko Haram in your own country. But you want to preach to us about how, oh, we are so xenophobic to fellow Africans. You hate your fellow countrymen, your literal neighbor. You hate each other. You don't have the right to come and talk to us about anything in South Africa. You hate each other in your home country, your fellow countrymen, but you want to talk about love across Africa. First, get it right in your home country. Fix that first. Show us how you guys love each other first in your home country. Then you can come and talk to us.
your way, you enter Oshodi, then go grab you, collect your food. If you go Mushiolosha, go they put too much, then go hold you, collect things for your hand. So if you have lived in Lagos before, you can live anywhere in the world. All you need to do is understand the city, understand the system, and know the do and the don't. Yeah, there's a lot of crime in South Africa. That's true.
That's the part I hate. They say there's a lot of crime, but they won't take any responsibility for why there's so much crime. Our prisons are filled with more foreigners than South Africans. We're literally paying taxes to accommodate foreigners. So when you say there's lots of crime in South Africa, why is there lots of crime? You guys are part of the reason why there's lots of crime. Our prisons are filled with foreigners. Take some time, go visit a South African prison and see how many foreigners are there. Before you say South Africa has so much crime, South Africans are not perfect, they like to talk like they're perfect. No, we're not talking like we're perfect. We're saying the crime is because of you guys. Human trafficking, prostitution, selling drugs, kidnappings, hijacking buildings. These are foreigners that are doing these crimes, not South Africans. So when you say we have a high crime rate, it's because of you guys.
But it doesn't mean that everywhere you go in South Africa, there's somebody who wants to rob you. No.
How have you been able to survive all the? There have been different rounds of xenophobia. I know you must have experienced like 2 or 3 since you got to Southie. Is that not a threat to your business? I know you say you try to be streetwise and stay out of trouble and know the do's and don'ts.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like, no, I want to go back home. It's better to be alive and.
This guy's acting. He's really acting like we are actively pursuing Nigerians. They think they're so special. Nigerians have main character syndrome. And my question, exactly what he just asked, if it's so bad in South Africa, why are Nigerians still there? It's the same as when white Afrikaners complain that there's a white genocide. If it's so bad, why did only 49 go? Why are they still in South Africa enjoying life? The same as these Nigerians that cried that there's Nigerian xenophobia, Nigerian genocide. Why are they still there? If it's so bad, why won't they go back home?
Tell us about that. Especially the kind of, and then, recently some people came out with more online additional kind of hostility between South Africa and Nigeria. That is not necessary. One random guy will just say one silly thing online and everybody will jump on it because they already have that kind of, bile and mindset. How are you able to navigate?
This guy is diabolical. He wants to talk about what's happening online. He doesn't talk about how Nigerians have dedicated themselves on the internet to trashing South Africans and giving us a bad name. He only wants to see it from one side about how South Africans are doing unnecessary. But Nigerians, when they do it, they don't acknowledge. They just, it's banter. They just call it banter. They won't acknowledge that they're doing far worse than we are, and they have a massive population of 400 million, and they're trashing South Africa on the internet, saying terrible things, lying about us. I mean, this gentleman here is a liar, diabolical.
Those moments of tension, if you are playing football, it is us against them or them against us. If there's rivalry between Bafana and our Super Eagles, they can even use that and slap somebody. Then this xenophobia thing that...
Where is this happening? Where people are slapping each other over football matches? I mean, this guy's just making things up. He's just making things up to try to get sympathy for Nigerians, not acknowledging how rude and disrespectful Nigerians are. Nigerians are always the victims, just like white people are always the victims in South Africa. Black South Africans are always the bad people. Always. We're always the villains. We're always just terrorizing people and genociding and doing this, that, and the third, but nobody's doing anything to us. No, guys, it's not adding up. I hope the world can see what's going on. We're defeating every narrative. We defeated the white genocide lie. We're going to defeat the xenophobia lie as well. Watch.
That people have to leave town. So people feel that it's not safe. There could be shooting, burning of people, stabbing. They are hostile to a lot of blacks, but it looks like Nigerians also are particular target. But you have been able to just stay in that system. I mean, tell us about it. How are you able to survive in that? And they believe that a lot of our guys peddle drugs. Let's say the way it is. That's how our guys.
He said we believe, like it's some fictitious thing, like it's not an actual fact that has been proven time and time again. He says we believe, like we're delusional, like we're just making an excuse so that we can be violent and aggressive towards them. He refuses to acknowledge the fact that Nigerians are doing these terrible things, but he wants to just gloss over it as if it's a light, small detail. Hey, these people are diabolical.
Guys, and give the rest of us a bad name. You remember where Crystal Mall? You know, when I came in Randburg, you took me to Crystal Mall for shopping. You took me to some other places in Randburg, around that mechanic area, around some of those Pakistani stores. You will see.
Guys, you know the nickname for Randburg in South Africa is called Little Nigeria or Lagos. Same as the CBD. You cannot, as a South African, even walk. There's no space to walk because of all the building hijackings and informal businesses that they've started. It doesn't look like South Africa anymore. These people have no respect for countries that they go to that are giving them refuge. Instead of dealing with Tinubu, they'd rather come to South Africa and cause problems and then complain that we're not doing enough for them. But they're scared of their own government.
See some of our guys who are from some other, part of Nigeria who are doing their thing. You don't even need to be a South African or you will know that what they are doing, they are even doing it openly, and they look at all Nigerians like that. Some people get shot just because Nigeria is just like you are branded as if you are something that is like, you understand what I'm saying, in a negative fashion.
Yeah.
How have you been able to remain clean in the system and to navigate such difficult perception of some of the natives?
Folks, notice how hard.
This guy's question was an entire narrative. He framed it as an entire narrative for about 10 minutes to try to force a specific type of answer. This is how manipulative Nigerians are. I'm telling you, there's something in their seed. They are diabolical people. They are demonic people.
Hard he was trying to push that narrative until he finally admitted that when he went to South Africa, he himself saw what his fellow Nigerians were doing there. So you think the citizens of that country are not going to push back, are not going to react? You think they're just going to sit there and accept you misbehaving in their country?
Okay, you see, the first thing I would like to say is this. It's not like South Africans just go around looking for Nigerians to attack them. It's not really like that. There might be, sugarcoating what is happening here. And sometimes, some of these crises, our people also have their hands in what is causing these things. You see, some of our Nigerian brothers, they overdo and do past themselves. Some of them live as if they own this country. You know, they do a lot of things that spoils the name of the good Nigerians. You know, so it's not like South Africans go around or South African police go around looking for Nigerians to arrest. No. This is when they have clash. It's either police come somewhere they want to arrest or something like that, and people start to try to prevent the police from doing their job. From there, something can happen. I've never really had those kind of encounter with police. But one thing I want to tell people is South African police, they are not difficult. One thing they're looking for is they want people to respect them. And we, some of our
So not my
brothers on the street are very rude. So they challenge police, they disrespect police. It's difficult for you to see a South African police that will slap a citizen or a foreigner. It's difficult. Or they will just hold you and start beating you. No. Even when they stop you, they will greet you. How are you, sir? They will put sir when they greet you.
Courtesy.
When you give them attitude, that's when they change it for you.
Try.
Because you see, the psychology behind it is that person wearing that uniform is also feeling awkward. Like, people think when I stop them, I want to get something from them. That's why I'm stopping them. But they're just doing their job.
Did we carry over our Lagos mentality the same way we disrespect our police? Somebody came to this program and told me he lived in South Africa for 22 years. He said that our Nigerian brothers, he is a Nigerian. He said they are pompous, they are arrogant. And you also said it that some of our people carry themselves as if they own the country. Maybe that's why they have problem with the police.
Why didn't you frame your question in the beginning like that? Now that this man has embarrassed you with his answer to show that you're conjuring up a narrative, now you want to show that there's two sides to the story. I mean, look at Nigerians, guys.
Their arrogance. Sometimes, if you're a good Nigerian, you live here for over a decade, you don't want people to know you're a Nigerian. Even when you hear them, they're speaking, you just pretend as if you're not in Nigeria. You walk past them. The pride is too much. And the people in this place, they have their own culture. The culture is you get somewhere, you greet everybody there. Even if you are the head of your family, you get into a building, you must be the one to greet people. You see, so we come to their country, we want to change those things. We want to do things our own way. Or maybe we gather outside, we are making a lot of noise and somebody call police. And police come there and try to talk to you that, look, somebody have reported that people are making noise. Can you guys go into your different apartment or something? Then we want to be stubborn. We want to be rude. And because of those Nigerians who are committing crime, it now affects all Nigerians. When the police say Nigerian, you are a suspect. Because you're just because you're a Nigerian, you become a suspect. South Africa is a very beautiful place. And if you know the do and don't, you are free. You will live in this country without trouble. If you don't look for trouble, trouble will not look for you.
Thank you.
There are some places that is red flag in South Africa, like the downtown Johannesburg, Ebro, Dorfontein, Bertrams, Yeovil, Rosettenville. Those areas are high crime area.
Yeah.
So if you see a quality Nigerian that wants his life to be saved, they don't leave those places.
Okay.
They only drive through those places.
Okay, yeah, I remember Jove.
And let me add this. When there is
This man is basically saying the areas he described are filled with foreigners. That's what they're not telling you. Those areas, Hillbrow and all the areas he's talking about, they are filled with foreigners who are, the criminality there is so high and the places there are dirty. It's reflective of the countries these people come from and their culture. He won't say, because he's making people think that these areas are populated by South Africans. These areas are populated by foreigners. They're populated by Nigerians. He won't tell you that. And listen to what he's saying. He's saying the good Nigerians, they avoid those Nigerians. So why would we want foreign nationals in our country when Nigerians themselves avoid their own people? Foreigners avoid people from their own country. Why then should we be forced to live amongst them?
Xenophobia and all those things. Those are the places
I know.
they target.
I know. I've been to those places you mentioned. I've been to Hebrew. I've been to Jove.
Now he's talking about I know. You were trying to frame a narrative hoping that this guy would bite the bait and start talking down on South Africa. But now all of a sudden you're saying you know. If you knew, why didn't you frame your question differently to show that you know? Now look at the duplicitous nature of Nigerians.
There's one that we have to trek inside the market, you know. Where they sell. Yeah, you know. So I've seen all of those, and truly, if you stay out of trouble and you don't look for trouble, trouble will not look for you.
If you don't look for trouble, trouble will not look for you. Trouble will not find you. Well said. And truth always trumps lies and embellishments. Telling lies, embellishments, labeling, tagging people falsely, hoping something sticks, and then acting and speaking as though you are the victim. And you did absolutely nothing to warrant the pushback and the reaction being meted out towards you. How many adjectives did we hear? Pompous, arrogant, rude, acting as though the country is theirs. And did you notice how the host's words change? So they know the truth, and yet they'll always play victim.
They peddle a lie.
They've done nothing wrong.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They'll gloss over that salient fact.
That's the diabolical part. They know the truth, but they would rather peddle this lie because that's what Nigerians want to believe. Instead of looking themselves in the mirror and being honest about themselves, they'd rather lie and paint South Africans as the bad guys, just like white people do in South Africa. Treacherous people, Zimbabweans, Nigerians, and white people.